It's Chef Jeff coming to you live from the Cybersecurity Kitchen. Today we're going to talk about privacy, or the lack thereof. Some of you may have seen earlier that I had posted something on Facebook about an odd advertisement showing up in my Facebook feed. And that odd advertisement, just the timing of it was really bizarre. So what happened? So on Sunday, I was driving in the car with my son, and I've got the phone on the dash in the holder, and it's connected to my car by the Bluetooth. And I'm listening to a live by one of my the people I subscribe to on Facebook, and I'm also using the Google Maps so that I can judge traffic and know where I need to go to avoid congestion. So I know how to get where I'm going, but I use Google Maps out of convenience. And I'm listening to Facebook Live out of convenience. Pass the time having a conversation. So as we're driving along the highway, we see this car, and I'm looking at the car. My father was an auto mechanic, so I'm a bit of a car buff myself, and grew up rebuilding and fixing cars as a hobby. Well, I had access to the garage and the place and all the tools to do it. So I'm looking at this car. It's going down the road, and it's got what's called lowered suspension. So the car sits really low to the ground, and I'm noticing that the tires are all leaning in. It's because the way that they lowered the suspension on the car, they did a backyard hack, so they didn't put in a proper lowering kit. So also what I noticed is the tires are wider, and the tires are rubbing on the body of the car, so they're getting wear on the side of the tires. And I was explaining to my son, here's where it gets interesting. I said, there's actually a tool. It's a fender flaring tool. So it bends out the lip of the fender. So it uses the metal that's part of the lip of the fender so that the tires don't rub, and you have clearance when you add these lowering kits and you widen the tires. So my point is, this is a very rare conversation. And what shows up on my Facebook feed is this advertisement for the fender flaring tool that I'm talking about. Now, I had not searched this. I had not looked anywhere for this. And what was really interesting is a couple of weeks ago, I was at a client's place, and she's telling me, what was really bizarre is my husband and son were in the car. They were driving back from wherever they had been to. And they were talking about this very specific tool. And again, it's one of those really, really narrow brand topic product. And the next day, the son sees in his feed on the phone, his advertisements, there it is, the tool that they were talking about. And he had not searched for it. I hadn't searched for this fender flaring tool, and it shows up in my feed. So let's think about this. What am I using? I've got Google on my phone. I'm using Google Maps. I have Facebook, and I have WhatsApp. And they all have access. These apps all have access to my camera and to my microphone. So is this another trading privacy for convenience education session? And I'm thinking, yeah, that sounds pretty accurate, right? So any one of these applications could have been listening in and picking up, oh, he's talking about fender flaring. So all of a sudden, an advertisement comes up from a tool from eBay for that tool. I'm looking at it going, wow, it's only $80. But the scary thing is that, no, I did not type this in anywhere to a search. So I haven't been retargeted. Yes, I do go to eBay, so I'm being retargeted by eBay, but knowing what I'm searching for, hello, Mr. Facebook. Google, are you listening to me? So I think part of it is that to be private, we really got to shut off our device. And yes, we have to put them in a Faraday case so that we know that we're safe and secure. It's a little bit of propeller spinning here, but you know what? Big Brother is watching. Big Brother is listening. We know that because, hey, I use the tracking on my phone to fill out my mileage application for me so that I can collect my my fees for the car mileage. It's beautiful. I use a tool called Mile IQ, which is free with your Microsoft 365 standard and premium subscriptions. So you get the Mile IQ tracker as part of your, that alone is like a $15 application. You know, it's like you get so much value in that Microsoft 365. I mean, there I go. I'm on the soapbox again. So somebody's listening. You know, it goes back to that song in the 80s. Somebody's knocking. Should I let him in? Lord, it's the devil. Would you look at him? I never dreamed he'd have blue eyes and blue jeans. This is our conversation today. I never dreamed he'd have 4K video and amazing stereo. So think about this. Stay safe and secure, and know that yes, we are being listened to. Yes, we are already being tracked. Yes, yes, yes. And if you want to say no, a Faraday bag, yeah, you can get them. You can put your phone in them when you want to be private, safe, and secure. This is Chef Jeff coming to you live from my cybersecurity kitchen in my studio located in the Greater Toronto area. My name is Jeff Brody. I'm the founding partner of Code Fusion Communications, serving companies across the Greater Toronto area, across the country, and around the globe, helping companies stay safe and secure and productive. Hey, if you found this information useful, intriguing, and you can think of a business owner, corporation, or not-for-profit charity that you think this information would be helpful for, go ahead and click that share button. I would appreciate it. And so will they. And stay tuned for a future edition of What's Cooking in the Cybersecurity Kitchen with Chef Jeff. Go ahead and drop me a comment. And you want to have a strategy call? Go ahead and drop me a personal message. I'd love to have a conversation with them. I've had a few of them, and they've been excellent. And I'm really looking forward to this. So this is Chef Jeff from the Cybersecurity Kitchen signing out to say I look forward to talking to you again on the next edition of What's Cooking in the Cybersecurity Kitchen with Chef Jeff. Bye for now. Thank you for joining me.